What does it mean to live as a Christian? I'm not talking about what does it take to become a Christian. That's very clear to us. Paul says that if we confess with our mouth and believe in our heart that Jesus is Lord, then we will be saved. But I'm talking about what does it look like to live as a Christian? I think the answer is found in the book of Matthew when Jesus is teaching a crowd of people on a mountaintop. And when he's teaching this crowd of people, he draws a comparison between the crowd he's teaching and light rays around the world. And so he begins teaching them, and he says that a lamp that you put inside of a room, the light rays from it radiate all around that room in the house. And then he says the light rays from the sun hit a city that's on top of a hill, and so that there's no place on the hill that can be hidden. And then he hits us with verse 16 in the 5th chapter of the book of Matthew, and he says this: in the same way, let your light shine before men, so that they would give glory to your Father in heaven. Let your light shine before men. I think of guys who are doing that around the world. To show you what that looks like, there's a couple of famous guys. Derek Carr, he is a famous NFL player, and he is letting his light shine before men. He lives differently, he looks differently, and he gives the credit to God. I think of Steph Curry, who is letting his light shine before men. He lives differently, he looks differently, and he gives the credit to God. But I also think of guys like Freddie Griffin. You may not have heard of Freddie Griffin because he impacted my life when I was a teenager growing up in Alabama. He was a member of our church, and people were magnetically drawn towards Freddie. He had this excitement about him that just made you want to talk to him. And every time someone would walk up to Freddie, they would say, "Man, why are you so different? Why are you so happy? Why are you so encouraging? What is it about you?" And without fail, Freddie's classic response was, "It's not about me, it's all about him. It's not about me, it's all about him." And here's what Freddie was doing. He knew something, that Jesus is actually the light. And our choice, see, Jesus says, let your light shine. That means we have a choice that we can let it shine or not let it shine. Jesus is the light. Our choice is a mirror, metaphorically, and we reflect the light of Jesus onto people around us, allowing the light to shine before men. You have got to take your choice and reflect the light of Jesus around the world so that everyone would see it. So you got to let it shine in the boardroom. You got to let it shine on the playground. You got to let it shine at the skate park. You got to let it shine at the dinner table. You got to let it shine at the coffee shop. You got to let it shine in your workplace. You got to let it shine at the household. You've got to let your light shine. Because when you do, you are taking your choice and reflecting the light of God onto another human around you. And that is what it looks like to live as a Christian.